Greetings from the Eccentric Man, and if you hadn't seen my previous video, the one with Rebels and Patriots, you wouldn't have seen that I've now started a coffee account. It's really to try and get myself a new iPad. This one's 6.5 years old. The ISO is 9, it doesn't upgrade because Apple have now moved on to ISO 10, and YouTube are now starting to cut out the old iOS numbers. So I'm not sure how much longer, one, the battery of this iPad will last, and two, how long YouTube will carry on supporting iOS 9. So that's a dilemma. Got to get a new iPad. They're quite expensive. I use the iPad all the time for events. I find the iMovies app is really useful and helpful to produce the videos. If you can help me chip in for a coffee, that would be great. I didn't want to go down the route of Patreon to have people sign up every month, and then it would exclude some from the Patreon deals and all things like that. I didn't want to go down that route, and I didn't want to put an advert on the channel because I don't really like adverts on the videos. I know that some people do it and there's reasons for it, but I didn't want to go down that route. So I'm trying to half finance the cost of a new iPad. So if you could do a coffee, that would be marvellous. Thank you very much. Now let's get on with the important stuff, which is the game. If you would like to, I've put a link in the description to the video below. Thanks very much. So this is a practice for roll call. It's a yearly event run by the British Historical Game Society, and it's supported by Warlord and run by the two Becks, Gary and Colin. Been there a few years now, and what you can take has changed slightly. You've got to have a 750 point army, which is infantry with maximum 6+ armour, and then you can take 1250 points. And the 1250 points can be 2 infantry platoons, 1 infantry platoon, 2 tank platoons, an infantry platoon and a tank platoon. So it is really wide open. They ask you to take a historically based list, so using the theatre selectors, choose a year or a selector and take an army. It is very competitive, and people do take very strong armies. And with that, I've put together a paratrooper army, probably not a very competitive paratrooper army because that's not my style. Colin here is taking a double French tank platoon. Early war, but it's very interesting. Greetings from the Eccentric Man, something different today. We have changed location and we are at Colin's office. Circumstances have changed at home and I now have a guard dog. And when I get in late-ish from Colin's, it wakes the whole house up and everybody else is trying to get to work in the morning. So we've had to try and sort things out, so that's why there's been a bit of a lack of battle bolt action games. So now we're in his office and we've set up for a practice of roll call, which is coming up in April. It's 1250 points we're playing today, and Colin is taking his French, and we'll probably go through his list in a little while, and I think that's part of it there, and the other part of it, oh no, that's Japanese, so, oh no, that is French, isn't it? Yes, so there we go, there's some tanks, and a little personnel carrier, so that's what he's looking at. This was his little vignette for his officers, which is great, I think. Yep. Right, let's have a look at what I've got. So, I've gone for British Paratroopers, Market Garden, from the British book. Not from the Market Garden book, so we are actually looking at the old army book, and I've gone for 2 reinforced platoons. So it's basically the first platoon. Let's get a bit of light. So you've got they're all veteran. So veteran officer at the front, so it's second lieutenant. Then I've got 2 paratrooper squads, they're 8 men, LMG, NCO with a submachine gun, and 3 submachine guns, and the rest rifles. So I've got 2 of those. It's then got a Piat team, a medium mortar, a jeep, and a land mattress, which is something slightly different. Comes in the artillery side. and this is a multiple rocket launcher heavy mortar. So the next platoon over here, let's get a bit more light on this one. That's again a veteran second lieutenant and his mate. Again, identical squads. So NCO with submachine gun, LMG, 3 submachine guns and 2 rifles. Well, plus the loader's got a rifle. And then I've got a Piat team with them. And then I've got a sniper team. And then I've got the 6-pounder quick firer. And I've got another recce jeep. Both of the recce jeeps have got the medium machine gun, twin medium machine guns on the front. So that's what we're going with for this one. Quite an interesting one. And this one breaks down into the, because you need a 750 unit as well. So that works quite nicely into that. You can only have Armour 6 vehicles and infantry. So that would work out okay with my land mattress, my jeep and my infantry squads or sections. So that's the British. So this is the first part of Colin's, and this is his tank platoon, and you can see he's got some Chardy ones there, very nicely painted up, a couple of FT-17s, a couple of trucks, and 2 Laffy trucks with medium anti-tank guns on them. So yeah, a nice little force there. For the infantry side, he's taken an infantry platoon. So looking at this one, we've got Vet Cavalry, and then we've got bottom left a Vet unit. I think they're probably with submachine guns, possibly. And then we've got a unit to the right of them, which is inexperienced. And then over to the far right, you've got another inexperienced unit, and some Senegalese regular in the middle. He's got a medium artillery piece with spotter, and then we've got the armoured carrier, which I think that comes with an LMG, and then he's got the Laffley truck with 2 MMGs on. So yeah, quite an interesting little army for the French there. Some infantry to take objectives, and a fair bit of armour to. They're all outdated for the time, and what it is, Colin has based them around a scenario which is where the French army was off to rescue the Senegalese army, and they only had the obsolete tanks to be able to do it, and that's what this army is based on. As I say, very nicely painted up. So we've rolled up to see what scenario, and it will be surrounded. So Colin won the roll-off, and he decided that I should defend as I'm the paratroopers. So I've got to put up to half of my units in. Yeah, got to have half the units on the table. So I've gone for the paratrooper section there. I've got a Piat team. I've got another paratrooper section in the house, mortar team, land mattress, and the officer. And I've got my 3 artillery observer over here, and I've got my mortar observer over there. So that's my 7 units, and we're going to go through now and see how many pins go to each unit. So let's get me pins. So artilleryman over here, Colin.
Him over there.
Yep.
2, 1.
Right. So just 1 pin.
1. Yep.
Yep. Land mattress.
Yeah. 4.
So 2 pins for the land mattress.
Mr. Umbrella Man.
Trying to do this while
Yeah.
while we're doing that, and
2 for them.
for the Mr. Umbrella Man, the officer. Is that 2?
I think it's 1 actually, because 1 misses, doesn't it? 2 and 3 is 1.
Yeah. For the medium mortar.
5. That's
2. So 2 for them. And for the people in the house,
in the house.
there's a 6 for the house. So it's a 1 man being hit by a big shell.
Is it a heavy mortar or heavy howitzer?
It's just the big 1 man with a big.
Let's see what happens if it's -2 or -3. Oh, it will be -3.
Yeah,
3
yeah.
pins.
So it's 1 man dead.
1 man deaded.
And 3 pins.
3
Is it
pins.
3 pins?
Yeah.
Is it 161 the page?
I don't know. Is it?
It could well be.
That's quite a way off. Okay, we'll carry on with them.
Yep. No, one pin.
So one the pin.
And the piat.
Team, see if we can kill the pit. That'll be good. 5. 2
No,
pins.
2 pins.
That might stop you a little bit.
Oh well. Could have been bad. Could have been worse.
161.
Okay, not 161. 98.
Okay, you're just throwing these numbers at me?
I am throwing some page numbers at you.
You're just throwing them at me.
Because it's different to the... this is the preliminary barrage, as opposed to an artillery strike. And the artillery strike is the big one.
Well, there isn't a 98.
Isn't there?
It's got a picture of a Churchill.
89?
How long have we been playing this game? Not long enough. Hang on a minute. Let's go to...
Right, may have to have a quick break to
I would.
revise our knowledge of the book. We had a quick look in the book when we found it. It's on page 132. And it was +3 penetration and only 2 pins. So that was 1 man dead and 2 pins. So that's not so bad. So we're going to go now into turn 1 and we'll see what we get. So it's the end of turn 1 and there has been a bit of shooting around. Turn 2 is going to be the really interesting one because that's when we get confused fight coming on and people can come on from any table edge, which is interesting. So let's see what we've got so far. Colin has trundled on his armour, so he's got the FT-17s on and he's got his Chardy 1s on, and they have peppered a bit of the area. So what it did make me do was put down this unit to go down because he had a line of sight to those. I hadn't really looked at it properly, but he had a line of sight through. I had to put my Piat team down because he could get them from their flank on that side with those two. So we had to do that, so that was a bit troublesome. In here we rallied the unit in the building, we rallied the mortar, put the officer on ambush just because we could, but Colin did get some interesting shooting with his tank. 10 shots, wasn't it?
Yeah.
10 shots, needing 6s followed by 6s, and he managed to kill 1 of the land mattress people, considering it was 7 plus 7s and then a 5 to kill. He did quite well, so he took out 1 man. But I did pass my leadership test, so lost 1 pin and fired at his Chardy 1 that I could see. Missed that one, however I rolled a 6 and killed the mortar spotter, which was in the building, in the ruins.
Yep.
And then I also hit with a 6, and that's all my 6s for the game, I would think now,
Right.
and killed the inexperienced unit with it, which was behind the trees. So that was a good result for me. So it does mean that his medium howitzer is a little bit out of the way now. He's going to have to move it forward, but you can't actually move it into rough ground. No.
Oh no, I've got to.
They've got to wheel it up to the fence.
That's pretty much all I can do.
Yeah. However, with my spotter, I have placed the artillery strike down here, and I might get the gun and the truck, and if I'm really lucky, I might get the Chardy 1. But that's going to be a bit of luck to be able to get that one under the diameter of the radius, if that's the right phrases. Right. Yeah, I didn't do very well at maths. Okay then, let's we'll collect up the dice and we'll move into turn 2. 2 and 3 it will be delayed. Right, okay, we're going to roll now for my artillery piece. Not my artillery strike. There's a 6, it comes in. Oh, sorry about that. There's a 6, and let's see how wide the template is.
Gun first, is it?
No, we'll...
Alright.
It's only 7 inches, apparently. So we'll see where that one goes. Have a little measure, and the only ones that gets under the templates is the gun and the truck. So let's have a look and see what we do. So for the gun, 2. That's not going to be very many. That is going to be
pin, isn't it? I don't know what.
D3 pin markers.
Well, that's quite good, isn't it? That's quite good.
3 pins.
Well, that's quite fair.
And then let's see what it does to the truck. 1, nothing.
Yeah, the other way around.
so yeah, oh well, he's free anyway, and so all he's done is put 3 pins on the howitzer.
On the free howitzer.
Yeah, on the free howitzer. So that seems about reasonable, really. Right, then into turn 2 we go. Right, into turn 2, and Confused Fight is one of those tricky scenarios. You're trying to hold units back so that you can respond to people's moves coming on from your backboard or from the sides. So I managed to stop anything coming on from the rear, but unfortunately the dice came out and I had to commit them, which then meant that the French have come on from the side to try and do their dastardly worst. However, let's have a look and see what we've got. So, mostly in the centre, we went down to avoid getting shot. I had a choice whether to rally or to go down, and I decided to rally, and that was the wrong one. So they got 10 shots from the tank, and Colin rolled really well and killed the 2 of them. They're veterans, but he killed one, and I failed the leadership test even on a 10 because they don't count as stubborn because they're a small team rather than an infantry unit. So we moved the infantry unit out of the house there and put them on the flank. And then Colin's moved up his FT-17 to take a shot. I got a cheeky little 6 on that FT-17 over there, but unfortunately I only managed to put 1 pin on it, which was really sad. I didn't penetrate the top and just put 1 pin. So, but it is ranged in on the 2, so I'm hoping that that will at least give me some chance on there. So Colin's moved up his inexperienced infantry. You probably can't. You can just about see them in that building with the blue dice there. He's moved them up, but that's in sight of my land mattress. But he moved that after I had to rally the land mattress. So, as I say, the dice coming out for Colin was a little bit fortuitous. Over on this side, I brought my sniper on, which I should have put up on the first deployment, but forgot. So he's there. Moved out the old spotter. So then we come down to this. This side over here, I ran on my 6-pounder, so he's covering sort of an area. He's got a shot up the top, but it's a 5 because there's soft cover. But over here, so what came on first? The truck with the 2 machine guns, and put 1 pin and killed one of the men on the gun team on here. So he was able to take a shot at him. So in response, I popped out a unit of paratroopers and was able to shoot the truck and blow it up. But we only put 1 pin on the Senegalese. We took out the NCO, and I rolled a 1, but I rolled a 1 for the D6. But we did take out the NCO, so for all intents and purposes, they've got 2 pins. Colin then brought on his armoured personnel carrier here and popped out this unit of veterans, and they've got 4 submachine guns, and they managed to take out some. Oh yeah, it came on and initially fired at the paratroopers with his 1 LMG and killed 2, I think, and then he popped out the infantry and killed another 2. Not sure why I've got 2 pins there. Oh yes, for the little armoured car and then the troop that popped out in it. So I'm holding on, just about holding on there, but it's a bit dodgy. And then the cavalry came in from the flank, and he has managed to put a pin on the Jeep, but 8 shots, and he didn't manage to get a 6 for any damage. So they survived by the skin of their teeth. So yeah, tricky one really. A lot of first dices needed.
Oh yeah.
On both sides. So that's the end of turn 2. So into turn 3, and there has been some shenanigans going on. Let's have a look. Over here, we've lost the Piat team, of course. He went last time, didn't he? So Colin is pressing up with his tanks because he knows that I am not going to be able to kill them off. So over on here, we fired the land mattress at the inexperienced units of the house. Missed them, but we did hit the tank, but only managed to do a 1 pin. We've then brought our Piet team on at the back to shoot, and I hit, but rolled a 1. So 1 always is a failure when going to damage. So just to put another pin on it, so it's got 2 pins. He will lose the truck afterwards. I brought on the Jeep on this side. A bit of a risk. Well, a little risk, because I could have used it at the other end. We'll see that. But he came on and killed the artillery piece. Let's have a look over here. Over here, we've lost the paratrooper unit. That was killed by the veteran unit. And the armoured personnel carriers moved up. No medium anti-tank gun. These passed their leadership test and charged. And killed it. So that was quite useful. Even though I was trying to put pins on it from the sniper team, they did kill 1 and put an extra pin on, but Colin did roll a 6 to get them to move, so that was quite useful. Over here, this came on, took a pop at the land mattress but missed. I've responded by the 2 command units coming up to take shots at the truck. We've managed to put 2 pins on it. I've brought back the paratroop unit from the wall. The mortar fired and didn't do any damage to the top of that. Just gave it another pin. I think it may have given it 3 pins, but Colin did rally, so that one's able to move. And on this side, coming back over, we have got the paratroopers on the flank, and only 3 cavalrymen from the 8. Did kill 5, and that was particularly good shooting by the paratroopers. So we're going to move into turn 4 now, and it's an interesting one. 3 dice each, and in this scenario, it's the number of dice kills that give you the win. What I did forget was that the truck was closer to my Piet team, so 1 more dice. So we've got an advantage of 1 dice to the British. End of turn 4, and that's quite of a significant turn for the French in this one. Colin had a good run of dice, I think, to get the French dice out first, which put me onto a back foot to react, which meant I had to recce both my Jeeps away, and I was hoping for good things for them that turn, because I was hoping that they were going to be able to shoot out those inexperienced troops over there, and I was hoping that they were going to come round and shoot the veterans down here. But the dice coming out for Colin meant that I really had to recce away, which was a shame. And Colin also was able to move his cavalry out from here, which is a real problem to get some dice back, because they're over here now. Couldn't rally the Senegalese, and they went down. However, I did open up with the paratroopers and took a shot over here and took out two of the veteran infantry, and one was the NCO, so we got rid of that. I've probably been too over sort of concentrating on this Lafley medium anti-tank gun, and I've moved up both officers and taken shots at him, and I've not been able to do anything apart from put a pin on it. And then I moved up the paratroop unit here and put some shots on it, and I still haven't been able to get a 6 to damage it. And as you can see, well, you may not be able to see, 4 pins. 4 pins, so it's possibly not going anywhere, but there again, it's still there. Tanks are swarming around on this side. I'm not going to be able to take any of those out because I've lost both my Piet teams and my medium gun, so those tanks are invulnerable. They've been invulnerable to the mortar, really, because I've not even been able to damage one on the top. So at the end of this turn, things are looking a bit grim there, because that's 6 dice to 4. So we'll see how we go into the next round. So we still can't get rid of this truck and the gun. Charged it this time, with the paratroopers, and they failed to do any damage to it, so they bounced back. I've put these on ambush, just in case of the cavalry, but fortunately the cavalry foobarred away. These tanks are still moving up the centre, still can't do very much of it. Fired the land mattress at the tank there and missed. The mortar fired at the little tanky over at the top there and missed at that one as well. Needs a 4 to hit it this time around. Over here, the paratroopers took a shot at the veteran infantry and they went down, but I did manage to kill one, I think it was. But they're down. Colin rallied the Singhalese, so they're ready to go in the next turn. Bye-bye. Taken out by the medium gun on the truck. Did duff that because I had to wreck it away from the tank, which was a bit of a shame. So that was that. So then I moved this one up to take a shot. 10 dice, 2 hits. But out of those 2 dice I did get a 6 and rolled a 3 to set it on fire, and then Colin rolled a 3 to put it out. So that was a shame. But yeah, that was it. So end of turn 5, I didn't manage to get any dice back, and we're now down. What's that? 7 dice to 4. So Colin's 3 up, and last turn coming up 6. Bit of a bloody end. Bit of a bloody end to the game. The paratroopers, stalwart chaps, 5 pins, and still survived, which I don't know how they did that, but stubborn being paratroopers did seem to work quite well there. Did make a big difference. The truck on the far side with the big gun survived again, another 10 shots and no 6s. Oh no, was it? Which time did I put it on fire? This time?
Time before.
Time before was on fire, and this time I didn't manage to do anything to it. Over here, the unit had killed the French veterans and moved into the ruins to keep themselves safe. Over here, the truck escaped from the corral, and I wasn't even able to kill him with my paratrooper captain, not captain, but lieutenant. It would have been a lucky shot, but we didn't get it, unfortunately. In the centre, my land mattress survived. Mortar didn't have any targets to fire at the end, and I always take for the paratroopers up and at 'em, which means that you ignore pins when you charge. So off went the officer man there, and got close enough to the transport, so at the end of the turn took it out. We rolled to see if there was a turn 7, but there wasn't, which was very fortunate because Colin's got to go. So it ends at turn 6, and after all that fighting, evens on the dice. So yep, interesting. If it had gone into turn 7, there was no way I could stop any of those tanks coming up into the middle and taking out the infantry. So I was lucky that we didn't go into turn 7. But yeah, an interesting one. I haven't played the paratroopers like this, Market Guard, for many a year. They do lack a little bit in the anti-tank section. Those eagle-eyed viewers might wonder where the French cavalry went, the 3 men that was left after the paratroopers shot them up. Well, Colin had evaded them away, more or less towards the centre of the table, and then he decided he wanted to charge the land mattress. So he did. Charged the French cavalry up the land mattress, and of course they fight simultaneously. And I had 2 men on the land mattress and their veterans against his 3 veterans on the French cavalry. I did 1 casualty to the cavalry, and he failed to do any to the land mattress. So the land mattress won and gave me another dice. And then we've taken the armoured personnel carrier out at the end, due to the proximity of my officer. I got another dice, and that allowed me to get the draw, rather than the win to the French. So, yeah, tricky game, surrounded, always is. Roll call, you get the whole host of the games from the book, so you have to practice whichever's going to come up. And I've played Surrounded there, I've done Manhunt, I've done Double Envelopment, Sectors. I've probably covered them all actually in the couple of years that we've been going there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this report. As I say, it's been a little bit of a while since we last did the battle report for Bolt Action, and hopefully now that we can set up in Colin's office, we can get a little game going. It just means that I can get over there sort of late afternoon and finish off around about 7 o'clock and get home without having the dog wake everyone up in the house. She is a lovely dog, but she is a guard dog, which is very strange. Anyway, take care. Until the next time, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends if you would, and if you can find yourself a way of giving me a coffee subscription, or not subscription, but donation, that'll be marvellous. Thank you very much. Take care. Until the next one.